So we'll bring the meeting to order. We'll begin with the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah.
Sure, Tony?
And roll call, sir,
Okay, we'll do roll call.
please.
Report.
Here.
Patterson.
Here.
Frazier.
Here.
Addie.
Here.
Rush.
Here.
Honey.
Here.
Bowman here.
And if we could have a motion to open the public hearing
I'll make that
for the
motion.
consideration,
Support.
please. And all in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. If I may, Mr. Bowman, thank you. Board, nice seeing you. I'm going to provide an overview of the budget package that has been shared for our operating plan year of 2025 through 2026. First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you, Board, because from a board level and departmentally, much guidance, much input was given, and specifically to our elected officials who have operating departments here, i.e. clerk's office, treasurer's office, and the least of not which, our good supervisor's office. So thank you. Also, thank you to Carrie Ford. She pulled a lot of detail together, poured through a lot of information, used her experience in pulling this project together, and has helped produce this financial product. To advise, so that the board's aware, Finance and Township Management will conduct a thorough review post Q1 2025 of fiscal M, because we all know there were a number of moving pieces between Q3 and Q4, and hence to build the foundation to actually build our 2025 proposed operating plan. So on that note, if I may, I will start with an overview of the general fund. You should all have a copy that looks a little like this. It is the 3-column portrait of the overall budget view. And of course, the board was provided the draft for this, as well as the draft detail information by GL, by auditor note, by finance note. So, if I may, general fund, data from 2024 original to actual amended 2024 was pulled together during this time period, and you'll see it reflected on this draft portrait. This information was used to build the foundation for our 2025 proposed operating plan that is on the table this evening. Recognized and addressed material variances from 2024 to the amended 2024-25 experience were as follows, and I will try to stay at a meaningful level. State shared revenue was a reduction of approximately $26,000. That would be from 2024 original to the amended. Election reimbursements was realized at approximately $32,000. Cable franchise revenue was approximately $17,000 less than planned experience. Capital asset sales, and that would be township properties, was approximately $77,000 in uptick over the planned budget. Royalty transfers, actually a good thing, were down by approximately $195,000. So we drew from royalty $195,000 less to be able to support that amended 2024-25. And last but not least, 9/11 fund transfers up about $58,000. Overall, the amended variance between the original and amended budget was approximately $34,000, with the 2024 to proposed 2025 plan being $3,032,890. This, taking out episodic election reimbursement, means that we had a pickup to general fund of approximately $16,000. If I may, I'm beyond general fund now. I'm going to talk about common departmental data. These are things that are shared experiences between most of our departments. First and foremost, a 2% planned increase in base wage categories. That's primarily due to collective bargaining and the agreements. Year-over-year dollar net adjustments, personnel related. These would be DPW director, HR specialist, a new TM coming into our township. These are also increase adjustments over our experience prior year, or partially so. And example, DPW director for a portion up through 2/3 of the year, you had a quarter's worth of experience through the end of last year that was not paid out, although it was budgeted. Over actual experience, you'll see these adjustments and dollar, I'll say, increases or accountability for those specific roles. Once again, being HR specialist, director, and our new TM, who, by the way, welcome, sir. The operating and office operating supplies, these experience market cost adjustments. Obviously, buying an item of this a year and a half ago was significantly less, and our 2025 plan hopes to capture and better represent that. Postage increases, approximately 8% up year over year. Functional equipment, parts and supplies, things like the cost of water and sewer support, grinder pumps, meters. These have all increased and, as best as possible, captured an input for 2025. And then the cost increase experience due to, and we all hate hearing it, the supply chain availability. When we find we need an item, we do a lot of JIT buying here, just in time. We order it as we need it, as we use it, and in some cases, like the rest of the free world, we've experienced, well, option A isn't available for 6 months. Option B is at this price. Episodic and specific data. Capital outlays included in the 2025 budget package. Supervisor's office and space utilization review and build out approximately $100,000. That is for not only office safety, township conference space. Also, I have yet to work through these details, but some development and refurbishing of several offices to make room for that, such as TM office, HR specialist, and finance, to be able to move this space utilization to develop that. Fire department. We've got a primary engine coming up, photo op, by the way. If you pop it on your calendars. It should be here on or just after April 1st, and we're going to have it down here, the Almighty willing, on April 8th for the board meeting and for the board to go out and take a look at the fire department's new investment. That initial cost, along with turnout gear replacement, parking lot maintenance, is accounted for in the 2025 to the tune of approximately $649,000. Ordinance costs, a replacement vehicle. We know that our ordinance vehicles are second and third generation hand-downs. At some point, putting a new ordinance vehicle into that function, into that mix, is going to be necessary. We're running out of vehicles. We can keep stepping down. That replacement cost is in at approximately $32,000. Police Department, replacement vehicle, mandated radios, upgrading and encryption, and a roof repair for that section over the PD is accounted for in approximately $175,000. And then, of course, building department conversion in development. I have no dollars that I specifically account for here. However, we do know and have attempted in departmental ways to cover some of these processing and management costs. Overall, key net 2025-26 fund balances projected at this budget spend of 2026 end. General fund will be at $34,000. Fire fund will be approximately $274,000 loss. That is offset by current year, where we knew this was coming with the purchase, and we have a surplus in the current departmental operating costs of approximately $273,000. Police fund will be net zero. ARPA funds will be $70,000 available. Capital projects fund will be $223,000 available, and our water fund doing well at $250,000 of fund net balance. And for the moment, I'm going to pause right there.
Chair, if I could make a few comments.
Go ahead, Matt.
Tony, on the on our fire budget, I know in the past that we have, financed the purchase of the trucks out of the general fund or royalty funds. I'm assuming that that's going to happen until the fund is flush to pay the $480,000.
Yes, sir.
Because we added $200,000 from royalties in 2024, 2025. That I would like to see that as as the loan that we were projecting to come in for that truck.
Okay.
To ensure that the entire 480, now that we have millage is a loan from the general fund.
Certainly.
I don't know if anybody else has any comment on that, but
Sure. Yep. Agreed. I do. So we basically did the same thing we did with the last fire engine, self-financed.
Yes, yes,
And, okay,
yes,
yeah.
exactly correct. We did not go out to third party or look at other investments to be able to support that cost, that purchase.
And I think, not knowing exactly what the surplus is gonna be, it may take, several years for the surplus to catch up with the loan.
Certainly.
But it would definitely be, a short-term loan, we're talking, probably less than 4 years
Yeah.
to get the general fund back flush for the money that it's putting in there.
And Tony, I did
Sure.
recall the last fire engine we bought. That self-financing was at 0%, if I am
And that
correct.
is that is our plans
Okay.
this time as well.
Yes, good point, Trustee Ruth.
Uh,
Make sure that we
it-
know
it-
we're financing it, but it is at
Truly,
zero.
when you talk about self-financing and you start adding percents, it's merely taking a quarter out of this pocket and
It-
shoving
it
it
is.
over in this.
But
It
makes
is
a
what
difference.
we affectionately refer to as shifting certain items inside the girdle. So, yes, that's correct. Sir,
Yeah, well, we have actually put in for grants for fire gear as well, so.
We
that
have.
If
We have.
those grants actually get approved, then
Free up
that
some-
will free up more capital to put back towards the engine as
Yeah.
well.
yes, sir, exactly. And thank you for the comment, Clerk Laporte. We have accounted for approximately $135,000 in turnout gear. And we are pursuing grants, and it is our hope that a portion or a strong portion will be offset by those grants.
All right, just so the public's aware, that the turnout gear the firefighters wear when they go out on calls has a shelf life. It's not, as long as it looks good, it's good. Actually, it's held by a strict NFPA
Right.
date of 10 years. So
Yes,
after
sir.
10 years,
Yes, sir.
it becomes
Now,
a nice warm coat.
Kinda, right? The reality is, when we last bought them, our entire expenditure was covered by a grant.
Yes.
The issue is, we had to buy all the turnout gear at one time. So you got it all at one time, and it all expires at one
Well,
time.
it was
So-
actually doubled down on that as well. It
Sure.
wasn't just the gear. We actually got
Sure.
SCBA bottles with that
Right.
last grant, and we bought a bulk of those at the same time.
Okay.
And of course, those expire as well. They have a
Yes,
shelf
sir.
life where they're not, you can't hydrostat those again and again and again. So they come where they have to get destroyed
Sure.
and repurchased.
That's right.
Thankfully, it's not at the same time as the gear.
Thankfully. Other questions or input or comments generally?
It says here on the agenda that there's gonna be a presentation by Carrie Ford.
I'm Carrie Ford.
That's Carrie for now.
Please don't tell Carrie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Budget's
I don't
kinda
think
weighed
she'd
heavy on her.
recover, huh?
The budget preparations weighed heavy on her, so.
And honest to heavens, good supervisor, I am dancing as fast as I can right now.
Alrighty.
Sir,
And Tony, just to circle back to our current surplus in the general fund, I think you said it was 16,000, that's what we're anticipated
yes,
through the end of March, which is coming up this week. After everything gets done, we're showing that we'll have a surplus. Right?
correct,
Okay, thank you.
yes. A small one, but a surplus.
Surplus is good.
Understood, sir. And once again, I'd like to thank all who provided input to the budget, all of our departmental staff, our elected officials and their departments, and the board. And of course, once again, Carrie. If there are no other questions, this, Sir Bowman, would finish my presentation.
Thank you, Tony.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Okay, so motion to close public hearing. Now we have a motion to approve the budget. Oh, motion to approve the budget.
No,
second that.
that'll
We-
happen at
Yeah.
the regular board meeting. This is just a public hearing to discuss it, yeah.
And we do have it, Clerk Laporte, in and planned on the agenda for tonight.
So,
Thank you, though.
so there's
Appreciate
a
it.
motion to close the.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Motion carried. Motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn?
All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Motion carried.